It's called the Paragon. It's an old hotel down the shore. It's where the legendary gangster Meyer Lansky stashed his missing $300 million.
Are you guys seeing this?
Everyone that's gone looking for this money, never been heard from again.
Sounds dangerous.
You know the drill. You search room by room, floor by floor. What the?
It's nothing.
A powerful secret has been shared with me. What must be done, must be done.
You're all gonna die.
Show the blinds. Come on!
What must be done, must be done. What must be done, must be done. What must be done, must be done, must.
Hands down now!
Must be done, must be done.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we're so happy to have with us here the director of a brand new film called Do Not Enter. He also just so happens to be one of the most iconic music video directors in the history of rock and roll. Marc Klasfeld. Marc, say what's going on to everybody.
Hey, how are you? Thank you for having me, and thank you for the kind words.
Oh, are you kidding me? You did make damn sure. You did 1,000 Miles. Like, you've made some of the most iconic music videos of a lifetime, and now you're entering the feature format. Why was this the right move right now?
I really, I've always loved movies. I've always wanted to direct movies. Quite honestly, I've just been so busy with music videos for so long. It was very difficult. But during COVID, I had nothing to do, and I was presented with this script, and I just I love horror movies. But this script also had an adventure element to it, which was really appealing to me. I love the entertaining. It was just so entertaining all the way through, from 0 to 100. And I knew it was something that I could do well with.
Yeah, that's the thing. You can tell. I love music video directors because you can always tell they like to put a lot of themselves into their film and that they care deeply about the way the film looks. My personal favorite film director of all time is Spike Jonze, a fellow music video director.
Oh, yeah.
So you guys tend to put a lot of yourselves into this film. So what did you put into yourself that's in this film that we're going to be able to see?
Well, by the way, you mentioned Spike Jonze, and all those music video directors from that era, when I was I was in film school. Spike Jonze, Mark Romanek, David Fincher. I mean, that's the reason I got into it. Spike Jonze was just, I don't know that I wouldn't call what he did music videos. They were short films, and, there's been very few directors like him. What I put into myself, I had the experience when I was a teenager, I went into this abandoned parking lot, and with my friends, it was all closed off, and we had a flashlight. Without the flashlight, it was so dark. When I say dark, like you couldn't see anything. It was that dark. There was no ambient light. It was so scary. And that's definitely one of the things that that I put into this. That experience of urban exploring, not that we called it that, but that feeling.
Yeah, and that sort of thing works perfectly for a horror movie. And what I especially love about your work is the uniqueness of every spin that you take. Everything that you do looks nothing like the previous thing that you did. And that's another thing that you took into this feature is it doesn't look like any of the videos you've ever made. It's like none of your videos look like anything else. You know what I mean? You take a video like Foxtrot Uniform Charlie Kilo by the Bloodhound Gang, absolutely stupid music video. I love it. It's so good. And then you look at something like, a Young Jeezy video that you would have done, and those are completely different things. And even here with Do Not Enter, you have a completely different thing. And so now My challenge to you would be your next film should be like a rom-com or something.
Well, I am making another movie. It's a horror movie, but it's a very different horror movie than this one. And I think it's a very different horror movie than most. It's a conceptual horror movie. It's a hardcore horror movie. It's a period horror movie. It's very different, but I'm not going to say too much away. But I hear you. I in the music video world, that's why I love, like, I've always loved Martin Scorsese. I know everybody loves Martin Scorsese, but like one of the reasons why I like it is, he's done these hardcore gangster films, but he's also done like Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore. And he's done so many things that just so many, like you say, it goes one thing to the next is totally different. And I know people love Goodfellas and Casino, but he really does a lot of different things.
I
So
love Silence because it's so different. I love Silence, for
yeah,
example. To use your example of Scorsese,
yeah,
I love directors who do that. And like I said, a lot of times it comes from music video directors. A contemporary of yours, Mark Webb, shoots 500 Days of Summer and then does friggin' Spider-Man. You know what I mean?
yes,
Like, you guys are just unafraid to take chances. Mark Roman has shot a movie that nobody thought was shot a book that no one thought was shootable with his
yeah.
first feature. Like, you guys are just willing to take risks. Does that come with the turf of coming from that world, especially in the 90s, mid 2000s music video world? Or is that just like how you are as a person?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think that's how I am as a person. I mean, this is the thing about music videos, and there's all different types of music videos. We need to be clear on that because you're referencing, you know, some directors who did some really experimental and edgy and crazy things, and those are always the ones that I loved. And I've done all kinds. I've done some really cliche stuff, to be honest, and I've done some really experimental, edgy stuff. And I think, you're referencing a lot of that. So yeah, I mean, I tend to like things more like that. So it comes naturally, I guess you'd say.
Well, let me ask you. Anytime I have a guest in front of me for the first time, I ask them two questions. I must have heard them before. You guys all know. Anybody who's listened to interview me before knows what's coming up here. The first one's real easy. Who are
Yeah.
some people that inspire you, whether that be personally or professionally?
Well, I've already told you all my music video directors. For this one, I'm gonna say my kids. I have two teenagers, and I have like two movie critics in my house. So they tell me everything. And they tell me if something's a piece of shit, if they hate it, they tell me if they love it, they tell me all those things. But I get to see everything through their eyes. I recently rewatched the movie Saw, another one of my all-time favorites. I rewatched it with my son, and I was watching his reaction to the movie the whole time, particularly the ending, and just to see his emotions and everything I was watching. It's inspiring.
It's just a fantastic movie. I love it. Great, great reference. And everybody's kids should be their inspiration because you created these little things, and all they want to do is be honest with you the whole time, even if it hurts your feelings. It's kind of great, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it's a fun conversation running through our family for sure.
I love it. My son critiques all my reviews. He's like, "That one looks like shit. You should probably redo it." I'm like, all right, fair enough, man. Fair enough, man. Then I got to rewrite it. The second question is really, really difficult, and I'm sorry. If you had two movies to watch for the rest of your life, what two would you pick and why?
Okay, that's actually an easy one. So I'm gonna pick Rocky Horror, and
Yes,
I'm gonna pick Dirty Dancing. And
those are great.
I I can't get enough of those two movies. They're so enjoyable on so many different levels. I was on a plane last year, and a woman across from me, a young, very young woman, was watching Dirty Dancing, and I couldn't hear it. I couldn't see anything, and it was like a 2 hour plane ride, and she was across from me, and I watched the movie over her shoulder, the whole movie, and it was that enjoyable to me, just with no sound on somebody else's screen. So those two movies are just. I can't get enough of them. I mean, literally, anytime they come on, I could just watch it, and they're just so hopefully that answers your question.
No, I really feel like Rocky Horror is one of the most endlessly rewatchable pieces of cinema ever made. So
Yes.
I love that answer, man. And Dirty Dancing is incredible. Like you can just pick out any moment from that movie, and it's beautiful.
It works on so many different levels, right? I mean, there's definitely a cheesy element that I love, but it's so earnest in what it's trying to do. And for me personally, there's even more than that because it sort of references a movie that you probably never heard of called Marjorie Morningstar. Um,
Now you got me there.
this happened to be my mother-in-law. I never heard of it either, but it happened to be my mother-in-law's favorite movie with Natalie Wood. So it's my mother-in-law was like of that era and of that time. So it hits me on like 100 different levels, that movie. But yeah, you asked for
I
two.
love that. You did. You gave me two, and those are two great movies. I love them. So this film debuts March 20 in limited. Is that correct?
Yes.
Why
Everywhere I
should
do movies. Go ahead.
why should people check this film out?
You know, if they want to be, if you want, I love when I can go to the movies. I still love going to the movies. Sometimes it's just me alone and nobody else in the theater. I know people don't go to the theater as much as they used to. Um, if I went to the movies, I would just want to be entertained. I would not want to look at my phone. And this movie does that.
And that's the big thing for me. I like going to the theater myself too, by myself. I don't touch my phone. I just have my drink, my popcorn, and the big screen in front of me. This is the type of film that you would want to just forsake your phone for a couple of hours and just enjoy the mania that you produced on the screen here, Mark. You did a great job with this film, and I have to tell you, anytime I get a film across my desk, I don't always ask to talk to people unless I really believe in the project, and I think your project is really, really well made. You can tell you put a lot of love into it. And so I wanted to thank you for giving us even a little bit of your day. So thank you so much for that.
Yeah, well, thank you so much. It was great talking to you, and you're very well referenced with all my music videos and things. So on my
My,
next movie, I'll come back on and we can talk a little more.
oh, I love that. I love that. I just let your PR people know and they'll take care of it. I love music videos as a kid. I was obsessed with a lot of them. And a lot of them that I saw as a kid were yours, growing up. I remember the first time I saw that Bloodhound Gang music video, I was about 14, 15 years old. And I'm like, is every single lyric in this song a reference to having sex? And it is. And you did a great job of like making that all funny and fun. And of course, growing up an emo kid, make damn sure music video is one of the most iconic things I ever saw, Adam Lazar's hair in the wind and big metal tube turbine. Like it's hard to not get attached to those things. And then of course everybody knows that 1,000 Mile video, like
Yeah,
Vanessa on the back of a truck. And I know the story behind that, just playing a piano all through the freeway and everything. It's crazy that you even took that chance. And so when I had an opportunity to talk to you about something that I think is really cool, your first feature, I had to. I just had to. It didn't hurt that your film's also really good.
Awesome, man. Well, thank you.
Of course, you're welcome, guys. Make sure you check out Do Not Answer when it comes out in limited March 20th. When did you say it's going out of limited?
I'm not sure. Maybe we can put it up on the screen after all the different things. I just know March 20th, wherever you watch movies.